Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to Stats Day. It is August the 11th, meaning that nobody is playing today, so everyone gets the day off. So we're going to do stats. We're going to look at the top teams and all top 8 teams from each league and see their injury list and see their massive mistakes and all that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the stats leaders. Nap leads the AL in batting with the 382 mark, 25 points ahead of his second place opponents. George Brett and Ty Cobb also has a 357 batting average. So Nap is batting like a monster. Home runs, McGuire has put 54 on the board. A lot of bombs, leading the major leagues, much less the American League. Jimmy Fox of Oakland, 42. Jeff Bagwell of Houston with 38. So, yeah, McGuire's putting up 54. And they're the defending OOTP champions. For RBIs, Mark McGuire, 126. Jimmy Fox, 125. Hank Greenberg, third at 113. So, McGuire and Fox are 1, 2, and 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. So, it's a tough match. But, yeah, Fox is getting the RBIs. McGuire's getting the round trippers. Stolen bases, Ty Cobb of the Detroit Legends with 62. Roberto Alomar of the 93 Blue Jays and Ricky Henderson of the A's Legends have 56 each. Oakland's just picking up. On base plus looking, OPS, Fox number 1, Ted Williams number 2 for Boston, Kansas City's George Brett number 3. Batter wins above replacement, Fox first, Brett second, Cobb third. Longest hitting streak in the American League, Tim Salmon, 23 games for the 0-2 Angels. George Brett second at 22. And Paul Blair, the 70 Orioles with 21. Earned run average, as we look at the pitchers. Sakati, 215. Nice job. Max Scherzer, Detroit, 246. Mark Langston, 256. Wins, Jim Bunning, Ron Guidry, and Roy Halladay all have 18. Strikeouts, Yohan Santana, 193. Tyler Glasnow of the 2020 Rays with 181. So for second, and Jared Richard, 181. So let's take a look. Santana has pitched in 27 games. Glasnow, 27. Richard, 27. So, yeah, same amount of starts. Saves, Hoyt Wilhelm with 38 of them for the White Sox Legends. Eckersley, 37. Sasaki, 35. So they know how to close things out. Wins above replacement by pitchers. Scherzer, 6.4. He's number 1. Verlander, number 2. Ed Welch of the White Sox Legends are number 3. And winning streak, Bunning's got 11 straight. Yohan Santana's got 10. He's looking for his 11th straight to tie the American League record. For this year, of course. National League, let's look at the batting average. Rogers Hornsby, 359 for the Cardinals, number 1. Billy Hamilton, not that Billy Hamilton of Cincinnati fame in the 2010s. The 1890 Space Dealer, Billy Hamilton, number 2 at 355. And Chuck Klein, his Phillies teammate, 354. Home runs, Slammin' Sammy Sosa with 46 for the Cubs. Mays, 40 for the Giants. And Stargell, 39 for the Buckles. So Sosa doing that. Sosa leads in RBIs with 126. Helton second, 113. Stargell third with 106. Stolen bases, Evers of the 1906 Cubs with 72. A lot of them. 69 by Tavares of the 07 Rockies. Don't say anything. And Billy Hamilton, 51 steals for the Phillies. OPS, Slammin' Sammy Sosa, number 1 with 1.1. Vladdy Guerrero second. Rogers Hornsby third. Batters win above replacement, Slammin' Sammy number 1. Willie Mays number 2. Anthony Rendon somehow is number 3. But that's because the 2013, that's kind of suck. Hitting streak, Mark Grace has a 19-game hitting streak. Dusty Rhodes, not the wrestler, but the 1954 Giants player, has an 18-game hitting streak, and they're active. Strawberry of the 86 Mets has an 18-game hitting streak. Run average, Fred Beebe of the 1906 Cubs, 261. Kershaw, 262. Necro, 263. It's amazing how close that hero battle is. Bill Necro is the first pitcher in baseball with 20 wins. Pedro's got 17. Babe Adams, 16. Strikeouts, Pedro, 201 from Nats. Schilling, 187 for the Arizona Legends. And the 0-1 Diamondbacks is Randy Johnson, 180. Saves, Mitch Williams, 37. Eric Gagne, 35. K. Kimball, 33. Pedro wins above replacement, number 1. Greg Maddux, number 2. Schilling, number 3. And winning streak, Babe Adams with 14. Hubble with 12. Glavine has an 11-game winning streak, trying to break that, trying to get close to Babe Adams. As we take a look at the expanded standings, first and foremost, the Yankees leading the AL East by 10 over Boston, 19 over the Baltimore Orioles, and the 3 seasonal teams below. 2 of them are eliminated from the playoffs. Pythagorean says that they're all the same, with the for Red Sox, 2020 Rays, and 93 Blue Jays. Everything stays the same. AL Central, the White Sox lead Cleveland by 3 and Kansas City by 14. The 1917 White Sox, 84 Tigers, and 91 Twins are all down at the bottom. None of them are eliminated, actually. Wow, mama. Pythagorean actually has Cleveland ahead of the White Sox, saying that the White Sox should have fewer wins, and Cleveland should have one more win, with Cleveland winning. And then the 84 Tigers are getting lucky, plus 10 on the Pythagorean thing. They should be sucking even worse. Whatever. The AL West, Oakland leads Seattle by 6 and the Angels by 23. 70 Orioles, 17 Astros, and the 2011 Rangers are at the bottom. Pythagorean says perfectly. Well, the White Sox Legends have won 7 in a row. They're looking pretty good. They were the season 1 champions. 6-game losing streak by the 1970 Orioles, so they've dropped from 3rd to 4th in the division. AL North, the Tigers lead by 10 over Minnesota, 14 over the Blue Jays. The 0-1 Mariners, 27 Yankees, and 20 Indians bring up the rear as their seasonal teams. One little bit of Pythagorean says that the Yankees should be number 4 out of the 2001 Mariners, but we really want to know. Twins have a 6-game winning streak, so they're looking hot. AL South, Texas leads Tampa by 4, Houston by 8. That's a good 3-team battle. 0-2 Angels, 29 A's, and 85 Royals bring up the rear. Pythagorean says differently. They actually have the 29 A's with 39 wins, but they also have Houston, Pythagorean, in first place with Tampa 2nd, Texas 3rd. So the Pythagorean has been screwing Houston. Pythagorean would put them in first place, but no. Yeah, Houston has a 6-game winning streak. They're chasing. With Tampa losing a few games. 2002 Angels have lost 6 in a row. The NL East, the Braves lead the Phillies by 1. Wow, great battle. Both teams with 90 wins already. Wow. And the Mets are 9 back. The 1980 Phillies, 2019 Nats, and 97 Marlins way back. For Pythagorean has them in the same position. 5 straight wins for the Mets Legends. 8 straight losses for the 2019 Nats, so they've fallen flat. The NL Central, Pittsburgh, and Cincy are actually tied with the Cubs Legends, who were once, 5 games below 500, and now they're only 2 back in the Central. That's amazing. So, yeah, Pittsburgh and Cincy are tied. The 1960 Pirates, 64 Cardinals, and 82 Brewers are bringing up the rear. Pythagorean actually has the Cubs 2nd out of the Reds. Pittsburgh still leading and all that. But a 7-game winning streak for the Cubs. They're chasing Pittsburgh and Cincy. This could be a big battle. 82 Brewers have lost 6 straight. The NL West, the Giants lead the Dodgers by 3 and the 1906 Cubs by 21. The Diamondbacks are still only 1 game above 500. That's the only division in which a seasonal team is in the top 3 and not an all-time team, if you will. The 07 Rockies and 54 Giants are bringing up the rear. Pythagorean has Arizona 3rd, logically. They're legendary. They're a franchise-winning team. Then NL North, Washington leads Milwaukee by 10 and Colorado by 18. The 86 Mets, 55 Dodgers, and 75 Reds are all bringing up the rear. Pythagorean says kind of the same, but the Reds in 5th and Dodgers in 6th. And no big thing there. All right, so let's look at the wild cards right now. So as of right now, the Yankees, A's, Tigers, White Sox, and Rangers are winning their divisions. They would be 1 through 5. So the Yankees would be the 1 seed, Oakland number 2, Tigers number 3, White Sox number 4, Rangers number 5. So Texas and Chicago would face each other because it's 8 teams. So there'll be one matchup of wild cards and all that. The Mariners and Red Sox, well, Mariners are number 6. They would play Detroit. Boston would play Oakland, 7 versus 2. But Minnesota and Cleveland are actually tied for 8th. Who would want to face the Yankees? I would say the Twins. The Rays are 2 back in the race. The Blue Jays 4 back. Orioles and Astros 6 back. The 1970 Orioles are the top seasonal team. They're 13 back. In fact, and the worst team in the AL, the 93 Blue Jays with 39 wins. 85 Royals have 41. And the 29 A's have 43. The National League. Atlanta, San Fran, St. Louis, Washington, Pittsburgh are leading their divisions. Well, Pittsburgh / Cincy. So it would be Pittsburgh / Cincy. Whoever gets out of that would be going to Washington to face the Nats. Philly is the 6th seed. They would be playing St. Louis. The Dodgers are the 7th seed. They would play the Giants. And the Mets would be facing the Braves as the 8th seed. Padres 3 back. The Pirates, Reds, loser 7 back. So Whoever loses right now wouldn't even make the playoffs. The top seasonal team, the 1906 Cubs, they're 13 back in the chase. Colorado and Arizona are actually doing worse than the 1906 Cubs. So the Cubs try to be the best seasonal team. The 1970 Orioles have slipped off a little bit. Looking at the bottom three, the 82 Brewers have 37 wins. The 64 Cardinals and 54 Giants both have 38 wins. So they're the bottom three of the league, if you must. So that's the. Let's take a look. So the Yankees, let's take a look at their team right now. Injuries. Jolton Joe DiMaggio, he's out for a month. He might be back. I think. When does the season end? The season ends September 15th. So 5 weeks. So he's probably going to be back by the playoffs. 5 weeks. So it's the 12th. It's the 11th. So yeah, he might be back in time for the playoffs, or he might not be. 5 weeks. Yeah, that's a month and a bit. The White Sox. Yeah, we'll go by the wild card. So the A's, let's take a look at their injured list. Jason Giambi has a sprained knee. He'll be back in a few weeks. So that actually works out. He's played 100 games, 67 RBIs. They don't really need his hitting. They have Jimmy Fox. They have Bart McGuire. Yeah, that's going to be tough when Giambi comes back. Jolton Joe DiMaggio. Let's do that again. Torn ligaments. He had played 116 games, 18 home runs. Yeah, so he's a major part of the outfield with Ruth Mantle and Maris. Maris picking up the slack, Manley DHing. The court. The Tigers, 89 wins. Their injured list, Charlie Gehringer out practically for the year. And Lou Whitaker will be back in a few weeks. The bone bruise. He played 81 games, so his second base spot is taken by Tony Phillips as of right now. The White Sox legends have a clean injured list. One of the rarities that team has actually had their injury list is clean. Yeah, Chris Sale's not really pitching that well, but who cares? The White Sox are good. They have no injuries. The Texas legends. Nolan Ryan out with the fractured elbow. He's out till October, so he's practically out. And he was doing well, 6-4 with 106 strikeouts. DJ Wilson had to come in to be a starter on the team, but yeah, he definitely would have. But Texas, well, they're first in the division, but yeah, Nolan Ryan would have put them better. Mariners, 86 wins. They have Dave Fowl. He's out with post-concussion syndrome. He didn't really play that much to start with. Well, he got injured early in the year. He had 7 RBIs in 7 games. So, yeah, Dan Wilson has had to be the catcher and all that. So, yeah, other than that, nothing really major. The Red Sox legends, their injured list, David Ortiz, the torn ACL. He was doing quite well. Well, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs in 22 games. So, yeah, he was power hitter early in the year, but then he got hurt. So, he's done for it. That's why Mo Vaughn's playing first base a lot. Mm-hmm. And the Twinkies. Injured list, Rod Carew out with a ruptured disc. He's out for the year. He started early, 11 RBIs in 15 games. So, yeah, he started early, and then the ruptured disc just ruined him and put Chuck Knobloch at second base. The Tribe, they're tied. Injured list, Carlos Viagra will be back within a week. Albert Bell, a few weeks. So, Bell with 26 home runs, 74 RBIs. They'll be happy to have him back. Viagra played 25 games, but I think he... Does he look... Yes, he does. He looks white to me. Why the hell is he Caucasian? There, that's a good That's a good picture of Carlos Viagra to use. All right, Atlanta. Let's take a look at them. Injured list. Millwood out 6 weeks, so he's out till maybe the first week of the postseason. Millwood 9-9 with 102 strikeouts. He was a decent number 5 pitcher. Marcus Giles out a couple of weeks with a sprained oblique. Not really an RBI guy, but he was playing. And Hank Aaron's broken bow with his elbow. 46 RBIs in 49 games. He had to sit out for the season. That is just putrid. No disrespect to Cardi or Justice, But yeah, Hank Aaron would have been a powerful part of the Braves out there. The Giants injured list. Nobody's on the injured list, so that's good news for the Giants. Pretty good hitting and pitching. All that. The Cardinals, number 3, injured list. Adam Wainwright out 5 months, so he's out for the year. 10-3. What a waste. Wainwright's injury. Max Lanier has had to step in. 3-4. Spotty. I think, yeah, Wainwright would have been a decent 14 win guy. Yeah, I think that Wainwright would be a good pitcher when needed be. Washington, their injured list. Jordan Silverman out for 6 months. He was serviceable, but he wasn't the best. Andre the Hawk Dawson, hamstrings. He'll be back in 3 weeks. So he'll be back in time for the season to end. So 96 RBIs, 115 games. Yeah. It would have been nice to see what Hawk Dawson could have done in that famous game against Milwaukee last week. Vladdy Guerrero out 2 to 3 weeks with a pinched nerve, 30 home runs. So the bad news is Dawson and Guerrero are out. The good news is they are probably going to be back by the time the season ends. Rondell White and Jason Worth, no respect to those two guys practically being the lead guys, but what can you do? Pittsburgh, the 5 seed, their injured list. Andrew McCutcheon out 5 months, broken bone in the elbow. He was serviceable for the Pirates, who are the season 2 runner. I would like to say the season 2 runner up, but no, that's wrong. That's St. Louis. St. Louis was runner up in season 2. Season 1 was the Pirates. That's right. Using the lights up. Andy Van Slyke strained oblique. I don't know if he'll be back. Do they want him back? Roberto Clemente sprained wrist. He'll be back in a week, so that's good news for Pittsburgh. And Dave Parker, ACL, out for the year. Man, 4 outfielders injured. 2 out for sure. Van Slyke, we don't know if he'll be back. Clemente should be back. The outfielders they've got now, Ralph Kiner and the Wainers brothers, Paul and Lloyd. Jason Bay being a DH. So yeah, Pittsburgh's got problems with especially when Clemente and possibly Van Slyke come back. What are they going to do? Philly, the 6th seed, they're injured list. Cole Hamels out 3 months. He's out for the year. He was 6-2. He was doing quite well. That's why Kurt Simmons is in practically. Yeah, you got a good front 4. The the Dodgers, number 7, injured list. Bill Russell out 2 to 3 months. Not the forward Boston Celtic. Yeah, he's practically out. I don't think they really need him. They do have Pee Wee Reese. So they not to worry about that. And the New York Mets, the number 8 seed, their injured list, clean. The Mets are freaking clean. Their guys and all that. Yeah, Ashburn and Harrelson down in the bottom, not good. But their pitching staff looks good. So the Mets, they're 3rd in the division. They would make the playoffs. The Reds are 6th in the wild card hunt. But the problem is they're tied for 1st in the division. And they don't have Joe Morgan. He's out for maybe the first, second round. So he was injured early for the Reds. And Paul O'Neill sprained ankle. He's out for a month. He might be back in time for the season. End of season. Second base has been Ben McPhee's. Outfield, Davis, Rose, Foster with Waddle, the DH. So I don't know where you put the other guy. But anyway, that's all. Yep. That's all I'm going to show you. We'll advance one day to all these guys. And then show you what I have to do in a sense. Edit league schedule. Go to today. Because there are 4 teams that share ballparks, quote unquote. So let's see. Both Tampa teams are playing. So the one Tampa team has to play in the afternoon because they both share Tampa Stadium. Kansas City's got has to share too. Texas has to share too, so they'll be playing. So their afternoon game's 1:35. Arizona doesn't have to share. The 2 Arizona teams, one is on the road, one's at home. Colorado, same thing. So we have to make sure that the 85 Royals 205, Kansas City 205. It's a Wednesday. So they'll move the 85 Royals to evening time. Tampa Bay 2:30 and 2:05. Same thing. We'll do that. Change that to 7:35. Oops. We'll change that to 7:35 for the 2020 Rays. They'll get the evening game. The 14th Royals 7:05 and 7:35. So they'll play the afternoon game. 2020 Rays 7 evening Tampa both. So they go to 1:30. They go to 1:35. Okay, the 15th, everything changes. Tampa Bay has both their teams on the road. Kansas City, doesn't matter. Arizona has 1-1. Colorado is both. Teams are in the afternoon. So we got to make sure that Colorado 1 is in the afternoon. 4:35 and 7:35. So we'll change that to 3:35 and get one of the Rockies team. So 3:35 start time. Colorado 7:35 and 1:35. Okay. So that's fine by me. 18th, Kansas City has both teams playing at home. One's at 2:30, good. One's at 7:05, good. Tampa, probably the same thing, or not. Oh no. So Kansas City, Colorado, and Arizona both are on the road, so that's not a problem. The Kansas City game 7:05 and 7:35. The time will be 1:05 Eastern time, 1:05 local time, 7:30 and 7:30. And that's a 1:35 local time for the Kansas City teams. The 21st, Tampa Bay has 1 out of 2. Kansas City has nobody, so that's good. Colorado has both. So they'll get 1 o'clock local time start, mind you. Arizona will get just one. Arizona gets one. So Colorado, let's see, 7:35 and 7:05. I like to give the seasonal team the evening game. Colorado game 1:05 and 1:05. Give these the 07 Rockies the nighttime thing, and the 24th has no games. So that means that yeah. So I fixed the times for a lot of these games, and that's all I have to do. Anyway, I've jumped. I'm gonna do